like to welcome everybody back. We're here for the fifth race of the day. It's the girls 9 and 10 3K race. A little bit about the course while all the girls are warming up. The way the course works on the 3K, they'll start out here at the unified start. They'll run, I don't know exactly, maybe about 300 meters, give or take, and then they'll have a small little interior loop. And then they'll double back around and then do one lap of the high school course. So for those that have been watching the races, you'll see a lot of the same course area. The course on the high school loop's getting a little bit chewed up, but hopefully these girls won't have any issues with it. Over some of the teams competing today. Some of the top teams to look for. Last year's champion, Philadelphia CYO, they're going to be back and competing again to defend their championship. Runner-up last year was the Brokaw Blazers. In third place with Bullseye Running. Don't know if anybody from Bullseye is going to be here today. Fourth was Derby City. Fifth was Louisville Tiger Sharks. Sixth, Ann Arbor. And seventh, Belvedere Tornadoes. I believe just about everybody, with the exception of Bullseye, will be returning. Other teams to look for: CMAC All-Stars, Nashville Youth, Farmington Elementary, Southern Indiana Catholic, Bates, Chicago Speed, Jinx America, Glen Ellen, the Knights, Indiana Kell Striders, Fisher's Fire, Ann Arbor, Michigan. We'll return to a list of the teams competing. As you see, everybody's getting lined up here at the start. It's almost race time. 35 teams are in the various blocks ready to start their race. We've got a double view for you, both the front shot and the back shot, trying to give you the best experience possible. Our starter is Gordon Bocock. He's readying the red flag. Soon the red flag will be up, and then it'll be time to shoot off the cannon. Red flag is now up. Second camera going. Start of the girls' 9 and 10-year-old 3K race. Quiet on the start. And the cannon's off. And so are the girls. It's the start of the girls' 3K 9 and 10-year-old race. Everybody's out there running for a PR, opportunity to take the trophy stand on the team, top 3 teams, or maybe they're looking for one of those top 25 medals, or an individual championship. Everybody's got their own goals, but they're all pursuing them at this point. They're going to run down just a little bit, and they'll double back on the interior small loop. We'll be taking you from here at the start to that interior loop, and here we go. We got one girl that's moving out. She's trying to high step in the mud here. $234 runners. That's up from last year. Last year we had 199 girls in this event. Just keeps growing. Excellent turnout and participation here at the 2017 edition of the Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship. This is the girls 9 and 10 3K. They're going to go from here to the back stretch and then back around to the start. We're going over some of the teams that were competing. I believe I mentioned Ann Arbor Track Club, Tri-State Athletics, Lawrence County, Kentucky Fusion, Running Tigers, Pint Size Harriers, Body in Training, One Motion, Belvedere Tornadoes, Northeast Striders, Talmadge, Kansas City Cheetahs, Buffalo Chips, Westfield, Nova Athletic Club. We're going to be taking you to the large loop. Here comes our front runner, and she's starting to open up a little bit of distance. Race time is 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Not quite to the midpoint of the race. And she is just burning it up. This young lady's in it to win this race. She's trying to go around the mud, but in this section here, there's really no avoiding it. Just avoiding the puddles is really about the best you can do. Looks like our second place girl is a good 10-15 seconds back, give or take. And she's almost fell. And she's starting to open up a lead of about 3 or 4 seconds on the chase pack as they're running through. Last year, this race was won by Claire James Hare from Ann Arbor Track Club. Ann Arbor Track Club's coming back. Angela Roybal was the number 2 runner, and Brooklyn Capisano from Derby City was the 3rd runner. I believe all of those girls are too old for this race. Individuals to look for: last year's champion in the girls 6, 7, and 8 race, Audrey Hines. She was an 8-year-old champ last year, and she's competing in this race. I believe she is the number 2 girl that just went across the screen just a moment ago. She's in 2nd place right now. At West Side Track Meets this past track season, she won the 800 meters twice at the KRCC-TV State Track Meet. That's Kentucky's elementary state track meet. In the 1600 meters, she was 3rd. She runs for Tully at 3rd in the 1600 meters, that is. She had 4 first-place finishes in the 1600 meters this past track season. Runs for Tully at the cross-country 1 mile season opener. She was 1st. 3rd in the state championship this year, and last year she was the state champion in the girls 4th grade and under. That's now our 2nd place girl. 1st place girl, we'll be seeing who she is in just a minute. Another girl to look for, Montgomery Bailey. She was 6th place as an 8-year-old, and then 3rd place as an 8-year-old, Rachel Tankersley from Farmington out of Germantown, Tennessee. She was 5th in the 400 meters this past track season, running for Memphis Youth. Here we are at the finish, and our top finishers coming in. I believe that's Lucia Rodbro. Coming in excellent form. Look at that. Gave it her all. And a decent piece back is Audrey Hines. Rodbro is a 10-year-old. Audrey is 9-year-old. They'll both be individual champions. Then you see the stream of girls coming in now. This is the girls 9 and 10-year-old 3K National Championship. We're here at Voice of America Park in Westchester, Ohio. 2nd time that we've been here. 2008, this championship was contested here. We've been all over. We've been, since that date and time, we've been to a couple places in Indiana, and been to Tennessee, I believe, twice, and been to 2 different locations in Kentucky, and I believe we've been to West Virginia a couple times since then. Great location for a race. A little bit on the muddy side today, but that's why they call it cross country. As I mentioned earlier, 234 runners in this competition. Don't know if this is our largest number ever in this particular event, but I do know that it's about a 15% increase over last year's competition. Probably room for more. Shows the growth and popularity of cross country. Just an excellent sport. Teaches a whole lot of discipline. And I've been real impressed with the quality of the interviews that we've had so far. Seems like 6 or 7 years ago, the top runners really hadn't thought through their race, but now even down to the little 6, 7, and 8-year-olds, they know what they're doing. They have a race plan and they go out there to execute it. Kind of shows the quality of the coaching that the kids are receiving as well. 2 years ago, we mentioned last year's winner, Clara James Hare. 2 years ago, Clara also won this particular event. As mentioned, she ran for Ann Arbor, and her team's out here again today. 2015 runner-up was Gabriella Boulay, Nashville Youth, and then Addie Curtis was third that year, running for Brokaw Blazers. In 2015, the top performing team was Derby City, with Philadelphia CYO second, Brokaw Blazers third, Louisville Tiger Sharks fourth, Terrapin Striders fifth, and I don't believe Terrapin is running here today. I haven't noticed them in the lineup. Team Kentucky sixth, Elgin Sharks were seventh, Northeast Striders were eighth, Philadelphia CYO B team was ninth, Kansas City Cheetahs was 10th, Music City was 11th, and the Belvedere Tornadoes were 12th 2 years ago. 2014, Michaela Clark was the champion. I believe Michaela runs for Brokaw, and Michaela, she's just been a regular feature. She's gone on, and all total, she's won 6 national titles here at Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship. I believe she'll be running this year in the girls 13-14 race, the next to last race of the day, so that'll be something to kind of stay tuned for, see how Michaela does. But it's been really interesting watching that young lady grow up. We've interviewed her over the years, and quite a articulate young lady, and been interesting watching her grow from a small little tyke up into a young lady. She's 13 now, I believe, and should be competing later on today. It's really interesting to see some of the same faces competing year after year in the various different races. As we mentioned today, Audrey Hines has won state titles and done really well on the national level. Today she was the second finisher in this race, but she was the first 9-year-old across the line. We'll be going to an interview with her. And Lucia Rodbro, she was the top performing 10-year-old. We've got her sequestered off to the side, getting her chip off and getting a little breath of air before we take you to her for a quick interview, get their thoughts and impressions about the race today. And then after the race coverage, we'll be giving you the awards presentation for the 9-year-old girls top 25 and the 10-year-old girls, and then we'll provide you with a summary of the top performing teams here today at the 2017 edition of the Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship. We certainly appreciate everybody showing up today and watching the race videos. It's nice to celebrate the hard work of all these coaches and parents and teams, and then also the athletes who just really give their all today. take you to our interview at this point in time. Getting close together. Joining me are the top two finishers in the girls' 3K race. Lucia, tell me a little bit about your race.
Well, it was really muddy, so sometimes it was harder to run through it. And there was the wind was blowing against you some parts, so it was a lot harder to run.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit about your race.
It was really muddy, like she said, and the wind was blowing against my face, and I tried to get out front and let nobody pass me.
Now, you're from Louisville and run for the Tiger Sharks, correct?
Yes.
What school do you attend?
Tully Elementary.
And where do you go to school?
I go to school at Kramer Elementary in Oxford, Ohio.
Well, congratulations to the two of you. 1-2 finish in the 3K race here at the Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship. Thank you.
In 25th place, Lila Conway. 24th, Monica Picholi. In 23rd, we have Riley Robinson. In 22nd, we have Chloe Avendano. In 21st, we have Zoe Blanton. In 20th place, Kate Barber. In 19th place, Danny Johnson. In 18th place, Lila Durbin. In 17th place, we have Kyrian Sikaroon. In 16th place, Celia Shuck.
There you go, Kyrian!
In 15th place, we have Brooke Moody Jones. In 14th place, Isabella LaFountain. In 13th place, we have Ella Fawcett. In 12th place, Gianna Ferrari. In 11th place, we have Bailey Moore. In 10th place, we have Paris Newton. In 9th place, we have Arissa Atkinson. 8th place is Alex Egan. In 7th place, we have Aaron Racy.
Way to go!
Good job, Alex.
6th place is Bailey Montgomery.
That's us.
In 5th place, we have Trista Morris.
The 5th place finisher, Trista Morris. 4th place from the 9-year-old girls, Sarah Potter. 3rd, Erica Coolin. Today's runner-up, Lauren Van Ryn. And the champion for the 9-year-old girls, Audrey Hines.
10-year-old girls. In 25th place, Julia Gore. Hold on. In 24th place, Allison DeLisi.
Good job, Allie.
In 23rd place, Emma Zutterman. In 22nd place, Mackenzie Shoulders. In 21st place, Ava Brewer.
Let's go, Ava! Right here, sweetie. Ava! Awesome.
In 20th place, Hayden Fisher. In 19th place, Simone the Song. 18th place is Karina Griffin. In 17th place, Bree Allen. In 16th place, we have Ruby Ostrander. In 15th place, Christian Bone. In 14th place, we have Kiara Search. In 13th place, we have Lauren Vanderback.
Olivia, take the bicycle. Leave it on the ground.
In 12th place, we have Olivia Cieslak.
Good job, Liv. Olivia, over here.
In 11th place, we have Mackenzie McMain.
Hey, look at her mom. Over there.
In 10th place, we have Bracken Howell.
Brandon, pose for a picture.
In 9th place, we have Lindsay Barnes. In 8th place, we have Zoe Jordan. In 7th place, we have McKaylin Beats. In 6th place, Mia Sheether. In 5th place, we have Ellie Nate Eastman. In fourth place, we have Kate Lucas. In third place, with a time of 12:38 from Nashville Youth Athletics, Leah Vanneback. In second place, with a time of 12:36 from South Indiana Catholic, Miley Wilcox. And your individual champion with a time of 11:55, Lucia Rodbro. She's your top 25 10-year-old girl.
Top performing teams: Louisville Tiger Sharks first, Derby City second, Brokaw third, CMAC fourth, Philadelphia CYO, Nashville Youth, Farmington, and Southern Indiana Catholic. We're here on the boys' 9 and 10-year-old 3K race. See all the 30-plus teams going through their warm-ups and run-outs and inspirational speeches and last-minute instructions from coaches and parents and well-wishers. 3K race. They'll start here at the unified start. They'll run 300 meters or so. Do a short little loop, then they'll return to the 5K course, loop around it, and then head on past the gazebo on into the finish. 3K, same as the young ladies that ran it just a moment before. Have 285 runners in this race. I believe that's the largest ever in this particular age division. It's interesting to kind of chart the growth of this race. Just last year it was 256 runners, and the year before 260 runners. That was 2015, 2014, just a little over 200, 216 runners, and then 213 had 211 runners. So you can see that from 213 to present, it's gone from just a little over 200 runners to just a little under 300 runners. Just massive growth in the sport. These young men are hopefully going to be around for a while to continue with that growth of the sport. Look at a lot of the athletes that have really done well in this event have gone on to have successful careers back in their home state. 2013, Connor Hayes won this. And of course, Connor's gone on to win probably 3 or 4 national championships, and he's done really well at the middle school and high school level. The whistle indicating the flag is up. You can see the officials going back around to make sure nobody's got their toe across the line, and we'll shortly hear the cannon blast. Once again, we have 2 camera angles, and the cannon is off, and the runners are running. 2017 edition of the boys' 9 and 10-year-old 3K race here at Voice of America Park in Westchester, Ohio. An overview of some of the teams that we have competing here today. Flying Angels, Nova, Indiana Stat, Glen Ellen, Staley Striders, Fisher's Fire, Low, Dogwood Cross Country, Jinx America, Buffalo Chips, Knoxville Youth. Now this is the inner loop here on the course. Probably 600 meters or so, kind of hard to tell. They'll be exiting this interior loop and heading back to the larger exterior loop. Starting to really get soupy here. People are starting to lose their shoes. See, it's kind of becoming difficult for some. We'll be heading from this point to the exterior loop. Here we are on the exterior loop. Race time 4 minutes 30 seconds. Not quite the midpoint of the race, but approaching the midpoint. Back to some of the teams talked about that are competing this very moment. KC Cheetahs, Brokaw, Philadelphia CYO, Louisville Tiger Sharks, Seashore Striders, Belvedere Tornadoes, Southern Indiana Running Club, Hudson Youth, Elgin Sharks, Team Kentucky, Body in Training, Northeast Striders, Derby City, CMAC All-Stars, Running Tigers, Farmington Elementary, St. Louis Blazers, Copley, Westfield Green Waves, Bates, Talmadge, Southern Indiana Catholic. Just teams from all over vying for the chance to earn a medal or a team trophy, or for a few, a national championship. We're just a few minutes away from taking you to the finish of the race. This is the 2017 edition of the Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship. This event's been contested all over Midwest and South. And this year we have teams competing from coast to coast, from Philadelphia to Washington State and all points in between. State champions from Kansas and Oklahoma and all kinds of states. Individuals to watch in this particular race. Returning 9-year-olds, Jaden Merrick. He was 3rd last year. Keegan Frisbee, he was 5th. Nolan Yeagle was 15th. And Braden Tunison was 20th. See how it comes out in the final team score. Looks like that's Jaden Merrick. He was 3rd last year. This year he's champion. Our 2nd runner, Philadelphia CYO runner, Grayson McLaughlin. 3rd runner, looks like that's going to be Garrison Gilman, Braden Tennyson. 5th was Corbin McGahee from Body in Training, and then just streaming on in. As I mentioned, the middle portion of the race, Jaden Merrick was 3rd last year. He's 5th this year. He was the top 9-year-old. Nolan Yeagle was 15th last year. He's competing here today. And Braden Tennyson, he was 20th last year, runs for the Belvedere Tornadoes, 4th today. So he's moved up quite a bit. Last year, the top performing team was Fort Washington Knights. Philadelphia CYO was 2nd. Derby City 3rd. Brokaw Blazers were 4th. Louisville Tiger Sharks 5th. Accelerators were 6th. Music City 7th. Running Tigers 8th. Philly CYOB team. And then the Belvedere Tornadoes rounded out the top 10. That was last year's championship teams. Top 10. "26 full teams last year. 2015, Caleb Hymans from Nova. Luke Burton from Seashore Striders, I believe that's Delaware, was 2nd. Michael Woolery from Philadelphia 3rd. And Adam Patel, I believe he ran for Goshen Elementary, but in 2015 he was running for Derby City. Philadelphia CYO was 1st, Brokaw 2nd, Fort Washington Knights was 3rd, Team Kentucky 4th, and Fisher's Fire was 5th. 260 runners competed that year, 2015. We mentioned 2013, Connor Hayes was the champ, and Joshua Meeman, teammate running for Derby City, was 2nd. Derby City was 1st, Brokaw 2nd, Philadelphia CYO. Here's some of those same names that are top performing teams. At the end of this race, we'll take you to the team scores. Also an interview with our top performers. They're getting their chips off right now, getting ready for a quick interview. We're here in Westchester, Ohio, just a little bit north of downtown Cincinnati, real close to Mason, Ohio, and Kings Island. Here at Voice of America Park at the 2017 edition of the Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship. We were last here in 2008. Next year, I hope you all will join us at EP Tom Sawyer Park in Louisville, where at this very moment they're running the Division I College National Championship. Nothing but the finest courses that we run on here at the Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship. Mentioned several other years. Kind of skipped over 2014. Espen Lentz was the champion that year, and Ethan Ransdell from Derby City was 2nd. And then many of you may recall Thor Newsom. He was 3rd, running for Team Kentucky. Not quite sure if Newsom still runs. I don't think he does. But back in his youth, he was quite the phenom. Derby City was 1st that year. Philadelphia CYO in 2014 was 2nd. Louisville Tiger Sharks 3rd. Complete race coverage of the boys' 9 and 10 3K race. Wind's starting to really pick up, and course, the course is soupy, and see the runners coming in, got mud all over their shoes. That just kind of inhibits performance. Kind of hard to deal with. They're literally covered in mud. We've had athletes with mud all over their face and up their back and legs, and just caked all over their shoes. On the first race of the day, you could find a spot here or there where the mud wasn't present, but now after so many races, it's just trying to figure out a way to get through the mud as opposed to avoiding it. We're going to go to an interview with our top 2 performers and then have the team scores. Joining me are Jaden and Grayson, the 2 top finishers in the boys' 9 and 10-year-old 3K race here at Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship. Jaden, tell me a little bit about your race.
So, right at the start, after I took like 3 or 4 steps, I already went down. And then the back half, I just knew I had to push it to try to get back into top 5 at least. And it ended up being that.
So you started the race off, what, in last place?
Pretty much.
Oh, wow. So was it hard weaving in and out of the crowd to move up to the top?
I had to throw a few elbows to get around, but everybody else was too, so I figured, if I get up there, I get up there.
Yeah, good deal. Grayson, tell me about your race.
I was really strong in the beginning, and then like around the middle mark, there was a lot of wind coming towards me, and then there was a bunch of mud. And I was like slowing down there, and that's when he passed me. And then from when he passed me, I was just trying to keep up with him.
Oh, okay. Now, Grayson, you run for Philadelphia CYO. What grade are you in at school?
I'm 4th.
4th grade, and what school do you attend?
Newtown Elementary.
And what school do you attend?
Cedar Heights Elementary. It's in Cedar Falls, Iowa.
Well, great. Congratulations to you gentlemen on your wonderful finish today here in the 3K race for 9 and 10-year-olds in the Cross Country Coaches National Youth Championship. We're here in the finish line. You can see all the runners taking their chips off, and just see how everybody's covered in mud. This one young man here, it's just all over him, on his knee and leg, and caked in there on the bottom of his shoe. Final team scores: in 3rd place, the Louisville Tiger Sharks. Congratulations to them. Runner-up is Philadelphia CYO. And the national champion this year is the Brokaw Blazers. Congrats to them.